kicking back on this summer breeze. Welcome to Double K's Classroom. Class is officially in session. All right, y'all, this is Double K himself, and I am here to let you know and warn you that there will be some NSFW language on this show. So if you are at work, I would suggest turning it down or turning it off now and listening later. I am Double K, and I'm here to talk to you about the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 52 happened on February 4th this past weekend, and we saw something amazing happen. The underdog Eagles won yet another game that they were predicted to lose, and against the possibly the greatest coaching quarterback combo ever. And I don't care what Mr. Suave says, Tom Brady is and always will be in the conversation for GOAT, and he is not just the greatest of his era, he is possibly the greatest we've ever seen do it. Call him a system quarterback, call him what you want. The man is an amazing quarterback. But at the end of the day, this day belonged to the Eagles. As I'm recording this today, the Eagles had their championship parade, and I am extremely, extremely proud of them because in what was not nearly as close as the score lets it seem like it was, the Eagles won 41-33. Their backup QB, Nick Foles, got MVP. Now, I don't want to hear, and there's not. It's not because I like Tom Brady or won't do him or whatever. But the reason why I don't want to hear any Tom Brady got beat by a backup quarterback is because first and foremost, Tom Brady was never on the field at the same time as Nick Foles. So Nick Foles did not beat Tom Brady. Second of all, Tom Brady outpaced Nick Foles in every statistical category. So no, Nick Foles did not outplay Tom Brady, but his team did outplay the Patriots, and his coach did outcoach Bill Belichick. But as far as Nick Foles personally outplaying Tom Brady, no. His team got the win for him. He got the victory because of the unnatural circumstances by which he ended up getting there and starting the Super Bowl. So because of that, as much as I agree with giving Nick Foles MVP, I cannot sit here and say he outclassed or outplayed Brady in that Super Bowl because it was a great Super Bowl. The Eagles came out the gate hot. They went up early like I thought they would. Only difference was that they were able to stay hot late because the Patriots' defense just is garbage. Let's be true. So garbage, really, let's be real. So garbage that I'm truly wondering how in the world Matt Patricia got the job in Detroit. Because it's like, what the hell? How in the world can you want to take on somebody whose defense just got torched by a backup quarterback, whose team just got lit up by a backup quarterback in the Super Bowl? But Kyle Shanahan's coming off the big blunder of not calling the run plays in last year's Super Bowl. So, and he's doing fairly well in San Francisco. I can't take anything away from him as a San Francisco fan. I'm glad to see he's doing what he's doing. And just to throw a little bit of off-season talk in there, we'll talk more off-season next week or in the next 2 weeks. The 49ers have officially signed Mr. Jimmy Garoppolo to a 5-year, $137 million deal, which makes him the highest paid. Basically, it's a record deal. It's the highest per year deal ever by any athlete in the NFL. So it's a $28.3 million per year that Jimmy Garoppolo got, and let me just say he deserves it. As much as anybody might, he's only played 7 games. Yeah, but he's won all of them, and he's looked good while doing it. And in one case, it's funny because Jimmy Garoppolo got an opportunity to and did shut up the haters, because the first couple of times around the excuses were, it was only for 2 games. Then he got hurt, and then it was for playing for the Patriots, who have all the requisite weapons around him. So of course he's good. Let him go to a different team, a suckier team, and see if he can do it. And he came to a 1-10 team by the time he started. By the time he got his first start, that team was 1-10. Talk about can't get no worse. Was competing was basically looking at either the first or the second pick. Everybody figured they were a lock. The 49ers are picking 9th in the NFL draft thanks to Jimmy Garoppolo. 5 consecutive wins in a row. Jimmy G getting it done. Now that's what makes me say, for getting back to the Super Bowl, New England fans, enjoy Tom Brady while you got him, because unless they somehow manage to find another Jimmy Garoppolo in the draft and are able to get him so that they can continue on after Tom Brady has retired, then yeah, you're screwed once Tom Brady retires. His backup is who? Brian Hoyer right now? Not Jacoby Brissett, not Jimmy Garoppolo, but Brian Hoyer. So, like I said, but even Brian Hoyer can probably be successful in that. And the system's going to stay the same because the whole McDaniels deal that they went through, where McDaniels attempted to go to the Colts, but the Pats enticed him back by basically letting him know that unlike Patricia, who they let go to the Lions, they were looking at him at McDaniels as a possible replacement for Bill Belichick once he retires in the next couple of years. So I do not blame Josh McDaniels for staying. Like, you get to take over a winning franchise like that with an owner that supports you like that. Basically, he's Jason Garrett in New England, which is what makes Jason Garrett so untouchable. He was a head coach in waiting for so long as the O coordinator that by the time he actually took over, Jerry Jones was so happy to see him do what he do that it was one of those type of things where the poor kid never really stood a chance, because like he inherited this team. I won't even get into it. That's Dallas Cowboys. But anyway, Josh McDaniels is basically set up in the same way with Bill Belichick, showing him the ins and outs and the salary cap moves and how he was coaching GM eventually for Josh McDaniels to take his place. So that being said, Patriots lost, Eagles won. Eagles did it with smash mouth football on the offensive side of the ball and smash mouth football on the defensive side of the ball. They did not get to Tom Brady but once, and that one sack was the biggest play of the game, as it was a strip sack, I believe, by Fletcher Cox on Tom Brady that sealed the deal for the Eagles. So with that being said, Tom Brady made that mistake, but I don't think it was Tom Brady's fault that mistake was made. It was his O-lineman. His O-lineman got ate alive, and that caused Tom Brady to end up having to give up the fumble or giving up the fumble. So, needless to say, at the end of the day, it's not that Tom Brady's not untouchable. Tom Brady could have moved out the pocket. He could have tucked the ball under and took the sack, whatever. But he didn't. And the Eagles sit as champs right now. And I would say that the Eagles defense definitely moved his pocket, which is what you need to do to Tom Brady in order to be able to beat him. And friggin' Jimmy Garoppolo, unlike Tom Brady, is able to be moved off the spot and able to go and get his throw where he can. And hopefully he's going to have some good weapons in San Francisco to do that with. Like I said, the 49ers are $90 million underneath the cap even after the Garoppolo trade or Garoppolo signing. So let's hope they do some things with it. Eagles, unfortunately, I'm going to tell you guys, I don't really see you guys coming back next year and getting back to the Super Bowl just because the NFC is going to get that much tougher with teams like the 49ers and the Rams on the come-ups, teams like the Seahawks already established, Cowboys within your division, the Giants are going to get better. Like Washington, I don't know if they're going to get better, but they'll definitely be a little bit more formidable with the consistency of Alex Smith there. So, yeah, I don't see Philly getting back. I said the same team. I don't believe the same team has won the NFC East 2 years in a row for like the past decade. It's been a steady rotation of teams. So I don't see the Eagles winning their division again, maybe getting into the playoffs, but I definitely don't see them reaching another Super Bowl and winning it. The Patriots, on the other hand, I could see them getting back. They have Tom Brady, and they have all the requisite weapons locked up. They just need to get better on defense. And if that team was good enough to go, I believe it was like 13-3 this year and make it to the Super Bowl, imagine what happens if their defense actually gets better and gets back to that old form. Because remember, the Patriots over the past 5 years have averaged giving up less points per game than all but one team, and that was Seattle. So the odds of the Patriots getting back there are pretty good coming out of the AFC. Not to say Pittsburgh isn't strong, etc., but shit, they might not have Le'Veon Bell, and that's their biggest key asset outside of Antonio Brown. So think about how you may, look at it how you may. I'm going to cut myself off right there. We're going to go into commercial break. After commercial break, come back with our lesson of the day, in which I entitled Raiders fans, get over it. Tuck Rule game was 20 years ago, and yeah. You're listening to Double K's Classroom right here on Spreaker.com. 4 Aces Presents Radio. Yeah, holla at your boy. Now, lastly, we take a look at one of the co-founders for 4 Aces, the Saint, and his group, The Collective, as they bring us MVT West and NVT Deuce. First up, we'll have MVT West.
Ladies and gentlemen, everybody around the world, I welcome you to the season premiere and the Spreaker premiere of 4 Aces Presents Now versus Then West, where the West Coast has it in. My name is Christopher T. Williams, aka The Saint, and tonight on this premiere episode, we are going to be getting it in with the one and only first all-female hip-hop group to ever exist in the history of hip-hop, and I am talking about Cheryl the Pearl, Blondie, and Angie B, aka Angie Stone, and I am talking about The Sequence. Tonight we're going to get an in-depth interview with these ladies. They are going to tell you their story from the beginning. They're going to let you know what it's...
Now, you can normally catch NVT West on Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. The next show you can catch pretty much at random on any given night between 9 and midnight on the 4 Aces Presents Network, and that's NVT Deuce.
What's good with it, planet Earth? What's good with it? And you are tuned into the vibe. Welcome to 4 Aces Presents NVT Deuce. I'm your host of the evening. As always, I am the Saint, and tonight it's just another Saturday night conscious storm. It's a little breezy outside here in the great city of Sacramento, California, but we're going to do what we can to keep you warm if you're a little bit cold. And for those back east that are listening to us on the late night, we appreciate it and we welcome you to the vibe, as always. Tonight we're going to kind of mix it up a little bit with the music, but there are a couple of announcements that I'm going to be making.
All right, guys, so that'll do it. MVT Deuce, like I said, you can find them on random nights from Tuesdays to Saturdays to Thursday.